Hey, Luke, Kyle's up in here. Time, ladies and gentlemen, I want to see if we can go to the cockpit and say hello to Kyle Franklin. Hey, Kyle, it is Luke. How do you copy? I got you loud and clear, Luke. Hey, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate all of y'all coming out to the show today. It's a little cool, a little breezy, but we got an otherwise perfect day for an air show. Once again, my name's Kyle Franklin. I'm with Franklin's Flying Circus. I'm taxiing out to the black and silver Super Cub here, the high-wing airplane here. And before the show fully gets going, I'm going to demonstrate some basic flying skills, some basic aerobatics for you, so you get a little bit of idea of what everybody's doing today. I'm going to turn down this closed taxiway here, so I can be a little bit more in front of everybody. Shut the door here, make sure it's locked and everything. And what we're going to do is I'm just going to talk you guys through the whole routine here. I'm going to talk you through everything I'm doing, all the inputs in the cockpit. And the first thing we're going to do is what they call a stall takeoff. Stall stands for short takeoff and landing. But the wind here, it ought to help me pretty good to get in the air fairly quick, even though it is a crosswind, which makes things a little more difficult. I'm going to stop right here so I don't get directly behind the Thunderbird, so hopefully you guys can see me here. I'm going to do my checks real quick, make sure I'm on the left fuel tank here. Everything looks good. I'm going to do a quick control check. I'm going to point it more into the wind a little bit here. And the goal of the stall takeoff is to get off the ground as fast as I can in as short a distance. And the way we're going to do that is I'm going to bring the stick all the way back in my lap, and that's going to hold the tail on the ground so the tail doesn't come up. I'm holding the brakes. Hold the brakes full there. And I'm going to bring the power up to 100%, give it one notch of flap, generate a little bit more lift. Go, there's 2,300 RPM, 24, 25. There's the max power. I'm going to release the brake, neutralize the stick, let it roll, pull back on the stick, pull back on the flop some, and drag it into the air. So I'm going to nose it over a little bit, get a little bit more airspeed, and up we go. To about 800 feet off the ground here, and we're going to go through some basic aerobatics. This airplane was never designed to do aerobatics, but it can do some very basic ones, as long as you're gentle. A little more history about my family and our business. My family's been in the air show business for almost 60 years. I'm third generation pilot. The airplane I'm flying is a 1956 Piper Super Cub. This actually is the airplane I learned to fly in when I was 8 years old. It's the airplane I soloed in. And I started performing air shows in it when I was 20 years old. So that was quite a while ago. All right, we're crossing 700 feet here. We'll look down at the windsock, see where the wind's coming from. All right, pull the power back here. I'm going to readjust the trim. Little nose down on it. I'm going to take the flaps out. A little gusty up here, so this is going to make all this a little more interesting. I'm going to pull one more 360 here. All right, here. Find my line. All right, here we go. I'm going to pull the power back. The first thing we're going to do is what's called a snap roll. We're going to do a snap roll and a half out of that into a loop. So I'm going to slow the airplane down, get it down to about 60 miles an hour, add a little power for torque. Now we go hard right back on the stick, right rudder, one snap. There's a half snap. I'm going to come out of this, come on the down line, go full power, back on the stick. Full power there, come back, look off the left side, find the horizon. All to the top of the big parts of the loop. Now all the way back on the power, so I don't blow the wings off the airplane. Come back around, pulling about 60. Go full power again. Up. Now we're going hard left stick. It's going to come around very slowly. It does not like to come around all the way on this point. There we go, a little left rudder. And there's the roll. We're going to pull back on the stick and do a top left turn. The back side, look on the left side, find the vertical right before it stops. Kick it left, rudder, right stick. And there's a top left turnaround. And that pretty much is the extent of what the airplane can do when it comes to aerobatics. Again, it's not designed to do these things. You'll see guys today doing a whole lot more. Alright, the next thing I'm going to demonstrate, I'm going to climb back up a little bit here. And the next thing I'm going to demonstrate is what they call a dead stick. And dead stick means no power. So, and I'm going to climb up a little bit, about 1,000 feet here, shut the engine off, and my goal is going to be to get back down to where I took off. And this time, to prove that it doesn't matter if it's a small airplane like this or a 747 airliner. If you lose an engine or anything, that doesn't mean that's all she wrote. It just means everything glides, just some things glide better than others. All right, so I'm going to turn around. Better to have it into the wind, even though it's got a crosswind here. There's 1,000 feet above the ground. I'm going to pull the power back. Find my line over the runway here, and I'm going to slow it down, put 1 notch of flaps in, so slow it down a little bit more. Pull the power all the way back. I'm going to shut the fuel off. And the prop will windmill if you're with the system of the wind pressure, but I'm going to try to get it as slow as possible, see if I can get the prop to actually stop. And there we go. Luke, I'm going to turn it back over to you so I can focus on what I'm doing, and I will see you all on the ground. Look at that.
Take a look, everybody. Kyle Franklin talking to you live from the cockpit there. And this part of this particular that we're seeing called a dead stick. Now, no, it's not throwing a piece of lumber out the airplane, but you will notice the propeller has indeed stopped. He is, in fact, a glider. So from an altitude of around 1,000 feet, he's going to continue to work his way inbound to the land. And it's all about energy management. It's energy that he can use but not buy. That makes sense. And he's going to continue to work his way around what an odd thing to see in some cases with the propeller stopped, but of course utilizing that energy, and he will continue to work at every ounce of energy and airspeed he can to safely put it down on the ground with the engine stop. Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause if you would for Kyle Franklin and the dead stick. Now, he's not done quite yet. Out there in front of his aircraft is Liz Franklin, his great wife. And usually what we like to do, granted the winds allow it, and I'm not sure if it'll do so today. No, not today. But typically on a clear day where we have a little less breeze, he will often be able to taxi the airplane under zero power all the way to the palm of Liz's hand. It's pretty incredible stuff. Kyle Franklin, award-winning airshow pilot, the entire family as well, comes from a great lineage of airshow performers. Coming to us from Neosho, Missouri. How about a big wave, ladies and gentlemen? Another big round of applause for Kyle Franklin. All over the airport in over the weekend. It's been a lot of fun. So another big wave for Kyle and for Liz and the entire family. Thanks for being here. Great stuff. And of course our buddy Jack Franklin in there as well. Now, we've got more to come, ladies and